So today, instead of artistry, I'm gonna be doing a little alchemy.
Well, folks, it's time to kick it old school. So you can feel cool. Give it to me, baby. Baby. Yeah.
So today we're doing biscotti for Thanksgiving. I decided to try something new. Besides, I need something to go with the coffee. Fresh roasted almonds. Okay, now we'll cover it, put it in the fridge, 30 minutes, and let's set up. Till then, let's go talk about something. So, something interesting happened last week. One of my favorite people decided to call it quits. Hold that thought. You need to pull the cookies out of the oven. So as I was saying, one of the guys I admire a lot, he gave it up. He basically called it quits on the thing that's been making him successful. But he did it for a very good reason. Now the guy I'm talking about is Casey Neistat. He is a YouTuber, filmmaker, and a popular social media personality. If you don't know who he is, you should check him out. But you're not going to see anything new from him for a while, at least in the capacity that he's been working for the last 18 months. You see, he's been on YouTube for a while, but in the last 18 months, he decided to do daily vlogs where he would post up something pretty much almost every single day. I think he missed a few, but for the most part, he posted something up almost every single day. He had actually planned on doing that for a lot longer, but after 18 months, he came to the conclusion that he was comfortable. He would earn a ton of success, a ton of notoriety, and he had gotten comfortable with this status, with the level of fame that he had achieved, and he'd figured out the formula on how to get there. For him, that formula was posting something every single day and having a fairly interesting life that some of us might aspire to. The problem with that is that he has gotten tired of just doing the same old thing because it hasn't challenged him in a long time. And so he decided, done. Over. Not gonna do the daily vlog anymore. That doesn't mean he's not gonna do posts on YouTube. That doesn't mean he's not gonna create movies and videos. That just means he's not gonna be there every single day. So be it. I totally understand that. Doing a daily vlog is an incredibly... I can't even imagine how much work that is. It's a lot of work for me to just do this thing twice a week when I'm doing it twice a week. It's a lot of work for me to do this twice a week. I can't even imagine what doing it 7 days a week is like. It seems like an insurmountable task, and he did it for 18 straight months and always, well, almost always had really great content. My point here is not to talk about Casey. My point is to talk about the space that he has left behind. As we go through the motions of creating a name for ourselves, it sometimes can be a bit of a drudgery, and it can be a lot of work, and the rewards may not necessarily show themselves all the time. I have been doing these videos for since May. However many months that is now. But I've been doing it since then, and yes, I have gained a following, but it's small. It's extremely small in comparison to guys like Casey Neistat, but it has grown. Now, a lot of people might look at that following and laugh because it is pretty small, but I appreciate every single person that follows me right now, and I realize that I need to put in the work for a consistent amount of time for an extended period in order to get to the level of success that I desire. And there's something to be said about the patience involved in making that happen. If you are too impatient, you might just miss the opportunities that come because you give up and you bail on something because it didn't happen for you when you wanted it to. I have some friends who have recently found a decent amount of success with their podcasts that they started after I started mine. And it would be very easy for me to sit there and look at them and say, well, maybe this video thing isn't working like I wanted to. I could go back to podcasts and start there, and maybe I'll get even more popular faster there. It doesn't work that way. I need to put in the consistent effort here over and over and over and over and over and over until opportunities arise. And an opportunity has just risen. Casey has left. He's left a gap. He's left a hole in the YouTube universe. And somebody is going to fill that hole. As soon as I heard that announcement, my first thought was that Gary Vaynerchuk, somebody else I also admire, should fill that space. Because Gary does a lot of videos, but he doesn't do them daily. I thought this would be a perfect opportunity for Gary, something that he obviously was thinking as well, because that's exactly what he did. I'm not saying I'm as genius as Gary Vaynerchuk, but yeah, I'm pretty smart. But for real, this presents an opportunity. Casey leaves, Gary steps up, and then Gary leaves a hole. He leaves a gap where he once existed, and then somebody steps up into that gap, and then that person, wherever they moved from, they left a gap, and so somebody else steps into that position, and it just keeps trickling itself down all the way until it gets to the people like me who have a small following but have an opportunity to jump up because the visibility that I had before was limited until Casey got out of the way and let the whole thing shift. Have you ever seen that game Kerplunk, where it's a cylinder and it's got all these sticks on the inside pointed in different directions, and you drop the marbles on top and then you start pulling sticks away, and whoever makes all the marbles fall through loses? It's kind of like that, except whoever makes the marbles fall through wins. The marbles are starting to fall down right now. They're starting to reshift, and an opportunity for me is happening, and my marble has just shifted, or at least will shift from here to here. Now that's not a long distance to go, but it's a little bit more distance than I had before. And when somebody else moves out of the way, let's say Gary finally decides the dailies are too much for him, and then he moves out of the way, and then it shifts again, and it shifts again, and those windows of opportunity, those gaps, open up, creating more space for me to be found by new viewers. I stay here and do the work consistently, all the time, as often as I said I would, so that I don't miss the opportunities when they come. Speaking of opportunities, I want to talk to you about something else that's kind of happened to me that I am very appreciative of. One of my friends, who is also one of my #1 collectors of my art, she is gone to bat for me with people that she knows within her company. Her company is a real estate agency, and they are hosting an open house for a very exclusive, high-end home. And their open house needs art on the wall. And so whose art is going to be on that wall? Mine. So this thing is happening in a couple of weeks, and I don't have a ton of details yet. I'll know more and I'll be able to share that with you next week, but I wanted you guys to hear it first because I am pretty stoked about this. It's again an opportunity that I probably could have passed on because it's not going to pay me anything. It's not going to do me any good. In fact, it's going to be a whole lot of work, but it might just create a gap somewhere that I can fill and maybe sell a bunch of work and meet some cool people who might end up being my best collectors ever. The only way to know it is to do it. And so let's do it. Right now, the only opportunity that I need to take advantage of is eating biscotti and filling the gap in my belly. Folks, it is Thanksgiving, and here in the States, we celebrate this, and so I am thankful for all of you, whether you're here in the States or not. So I am grateful for you, I am thankful for you, and I appreciate everybody who hangs out. If you're not in the States, well, I'm sorry you don't get to eat on Thanksgiving, but we do, and we will eat in your honor, and we are still very thankful. I hope you are also thankful for the people in your life, whether it's through a video screen or it's real life, like the people that you're sitting down for dinner with tonight. Thanks very much, folks. I really appreciate you. Like I said, be good today, be even better tomorrow. We'll see you next week. Oh, side note, for anybody who's still interested in me and the NaNoWriMo thing, I am now 37, almost 38,000 words in, so I'm very much there. However, I have changed my goal from 50,000 words to 70,000 words. I will hit 50,000 words on time at the end of the month, but I'm still pushing through because I want the book to be a little bit longer. So I got some work to do, but it's coming. Probably won't see it till after the first of the year, but it's coming and it's gonna be great. At least I hope it's gonna be great. It's fun, I'm having a good time. That's it, so you'll see you soon, all right? Take care, bye, see ya.